Hello, what's up, everybody? Sorry. Oh my goodness. I've got Dr. Pepper tonight as usual. Oh my gosh. And I got this new freezer. And in the freezer, like the Dr. Pepper gets, well, it's not a freezer, it's a fridge. It's like a mini fridge. But for some reason, it freezes. Like, legitimately freezes. It's really weird. So it kind of burns going down. Let's see here. Where's the Just Cam at? There it is right there. I'm testing out some new settings here for everybody. So we are, let's see here, hold on. Lock that in. There it goes. Yeah. Why is the chat box doing that? So as you guys should see, you'll see your comments here now. Your comments are here. The goals are going to be in the corner. Events are over here. And if you, I think the emojis wall is on. So if you guys drop a bunch of emotes in the chat, it'll pop up on the screen now. It should. I think it's only connected to the Reloaded channel. So if you're in the Debunks channel, I haven't gotten that set up yet, but I'm working on it. Let's see. Is the emote wall on? Let's see. Hold on. Emote wall. Yes. Settings. There it goes. All right. It's not working. Maybe you have to move it to the top. Maybe you have to move it all the way to the front. Let's see. Emote wall. Oh yeah, and super chats pop up on the screen now as well. Hold on for a second. I'm about to fix the emote wall. Sorry, it's not working. I lied. I think it's because I'm moving everything from Twitch over to YouTube. And because of that, some of the inputs are not showing up for some reason. So I don't know. You're adjusting your settings now. It's okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. Anyway, but the chat will be over here beside me. So if people watch it on playback, because a lot of times if I have to edit a video, the chat disappears. Now, of course, when my camera is tiny, you're not going to see it, but it is there. Let me see. Maybe I could do the, maybe if I disable the emote wall, let me do this. Enabled. Hold on. I'm going to take it away and then bring it back. Delete the emote wall. Yes, we're deleting the emote wall. I'm going to add it back in, see if this fixes it. Let's see. Emote wall. There we go. Source, add source. Let me adjust the size of it. All right, so I don't know if it works or not. I'm not going to sit here and keep fidgeting with it, but there we go. Maybe it works now. I don't know. I don't want you guys to like have to keep spamming emotes to see if it'll work or not. I don't want you guys to have to do that. Anyway, let's see. Where are we at here with the chat? Yeah, I don't think it's working. Maybe it doesn't work with YouTube chat. Let me see. Hold on. Let me look that up. Does the Streamlabs OBS emote wall work with YouTube chat? It says it does, but it's not. But you know what? It is what it is for now. We'll get it sorted out later. Anyway, as you can see, I am by myself right now. And I don't really know where Paigey is. I'm not totally sure. Is this another like 2023 situation? I'm not totally sure yet. So if you guys remember on Tuesday, he jumped on from a mobile device to basically make sure that he's been here for every Nerdcast. So he jumped on mobile to do that. And I was like, okay, cool. And now he's not here. So I messaged him earlier and was like, hey, you know, are you gonna be here? Because he is the co-host. Didn't hear anything back from him. Okay, so in 2023, and some of you guys will remember this. Some of you will, not all of you, but some of you remember this. In 2023, Paigey vanished for like, I want to say like 2.5 months. It was like the beginning of like the normal season for shows to come back or whatever. And he like vanished, right? And I couldn't get in touch with him. Nobody could get in touch with him. Finally, I was able to reach a family member and they were able to confirm that he was okay. And so that was fine. But during that time, I was like having other people join in because Paigey wasn't available. And yeah, I don't know where he is. The last thing I got from him was... let's see. Let me check. Was yesterday. So... Not sure. Not sure. Lance dropped it in. I took Paigey's spot and made it way better. Wow, Sticky coming in. Don't want to be that guy, but sometimes he's very annoying, but I still love him and was actually following him before you. Wow. Paigey, are you in the chat trolling? If you're in the chat trolling, this is your like call to get on the stream. Anyway. All right, we have a few things to chat about today, but I want to jump in quickly and say that all of the things I had planned, all the games I had planned, we can't do them without like 3 people. We need at least 3 people. And Darren is still sick. The reason why I didn't go live yesterday is because I couldn't speak. So Darren's still sick, so he's not going to be here. Lance is in the chat, but Lance is probably not available to get on. If he's not here, he's not available to get on. Haven't heard anything from Omega in ages. Paigey's not here, you guys. It's just like, what the fuck? It's after 10 minutes, I can say that. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, so what I've done is, in tonight's poll, as you guys can see, I did some stuff that I could do by myself. Some things that I can do by myself. So that way, if this happens again, we can have fun. So the bonus topics for Monday's stream, in case I am riding solo again, is top 5 favorite non-superhero films, top 5 favorite cartoons, top 5 fight scenes, or something ranking. Like, you guys can choose it. But if you're on the Reloaded channel, we need 10 super chats of any tier in the next 2 hours. And it looks like we already have our first super chat. So let's pull that up on the screen here. From Naruto. Eric, your cover photo says the DCU returns. Does it say DCEU on the cover? I'll fix it later. If it's wrong. Let me see. The text, the type, I did speak to text. So it might be wrong. If it is, I'll fix it. It's an easy fix. Yeah, I'll fix that later. Anyway, but thank you so much for the super chat, getting the ball rolling. So Lance says, I'll be on Monday for sure. Okay, cool. All right. Cyber's in the group too. You guys, look, I leave the door open for so many folks. And I haven't heard from 3Dub in forever. So I don't know what 3Dub is doing. I haven't seen him on forever. Hold on. Let's see. Anyway, all right, so let me pull up some stuff here. Oh, what about Boba? Do we really want to talk about that? Do we really, really want to talk about that? That's a very sore subject. I don't know if we want to get into that or not. Just saying. Defunct says, I used to drop out of contact randomly, a bit like Paigey. After having serious health issues, you just can't do that anymore in a good, conscious way. Yeah, I learned a long time ago that there are people that I consider to be like close friends where I will keep them in the loop. You know, when stuff's going on, you want to make sure people know how you're doing. So yeah, I tend to be more upfront about that. Sticky says one day you could do a drama subject. What happened with Boba and Ben? Well, Ben's not really drama. We just have fun with Ben. I don't have any issues with Ben whatsoever. DC TV show Ben, I have no issues with him. There's no problems. It's just like with him, it's all sort of jokes. It's all fun and games. So anytime we kind of talk about Ben, it's just for fun. Looks like the March goal isn't working either. Let me check that. Goal box. I'm just gonna turn that off for now. Let's turn that off for now. I don't want to deal with this while we're on stream. I'll figure it out later. Whoops. We'll figure that out later. It's a little distracting. But Boba is, I mean, I don't mind talking about, do you guys want to hear? Do you guys care? I'll let the chat decide. Do you guys care enough for me to go over why Boba has not been on stream with me? I mean, I'll talk about it. It's not necessarily like hateful stuff. Like it's never going to spiral out of control or anything like that. I don't think. I've talked about it like behind the scenes a little bit. I would say this. I also don't have any bad blood with Boba. Okay? I don't have any with Boba talks. I don't have any bad blood with him. He and I are also fine in terms of like, you know what I mean? Chatting and stuff like that. I don't think there's any issue between us. But I have tried several times, probably in the last 6 months, maybe even longer than that, to get Boba to join me on a stream because you guys really want it to happen. You know what I mean? You guys, the viewers, want to see us on stream talking and having a lot of fun. And I want to bring that for you guys because ultimately these streams are as fun for me as, I mean, I want them to be as fun for you as they are for me as viewers. I want you guys to have more fun, honestly. But, so I had Boba, I reached out to him. He said yes the first time I asked him, and then it never happened. I kept messaging him like every couple of weeks, like, when do you want to come on? You know, do you want to be a part of the stream at some point? And just really never, like, non-committal. Now, I'm not going to show DMs. I wouldn't do that on stream. But I will tell you on my side, I was reaching out to Boba, trying to get him to come on the stream. And then a couple of months ago, before we did the 5-hour stream, literally like, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks before we did the 5-hour stream, he showed up in the chat here. He showed up in the chat with you guys. Some of y'all might remember when he was here. He showed up in the chat, and I said to him while we were live, I said, Boba, everybody in the chat asks about you all the time. I would love to have you on the stream. Would you be interested in joining me on a Saturday stream? I will even make sure I do it at a time where you can be on. And in the chat, he said yes. He said yes. I was excited. I was like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We can get Boba on the stream. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a Saturday. I can do an early stream. I can start streaming early enough in the afternoon that Boba can jump on with me. We can talk about the Batman Part 2. We can talk about all the DCEU stuff. It'll be a lot of fun, right? It'll be a lot of fun. And so when he agreed to do that, I reached out to him the very next day, literally the next day. And I said, Boba, this is when the stream is going to be. I'm going to schedule it earlier so that you can join. So I did. Now, as you guys know, that first scheduled stream didn't happen. I had to push it back a week due to weather. You guys remember that, right? So I had to push it back due to weather. So because of that, and because I hadn't heard from Boba since I messaged him, I was like, look, the stream has been delayed. We have another week before the stream happens. I would really, really love to have you on. I'm paraphrasing here. And nothing. No response whatsoever. So we do the 5-hour stream. I send the link out to everybody, hoping that these guys are going to show up. We had some really, like, we had some people come in and be champions. 3Dub was here. Pretty much everybody stopped in at some point during the 5-hour stream, but it never happened with Boba. And I was actually really sad. I was upset because I feel like you guys think back to the OG Arrowverse stuff, the OG stuff. So we're talking all the way fucking back to, like, what is it now? 2017? It's been almost 10 years. So I was thinking it would be a lot of fun to get back together and do this. Didn't hear anything from him. He didn't show up. So I waited a few days and I told Paigey, I was like, should I let him know how disappointed I was? Because I genuinely was. So I wrote him and I was like, look, it's been a month. I've seen you making videos. I've seen you tweeting out stuff. You're being active on social media, but you have literally ignored me. And as someone that I thought was more than just like a acquaintance online, we've done stuff together in the past, I thought you would like to show up. And that's it. That's the end of it. There's really nothing beyond that, really. I mean, it is kind of drama, but not the juicy, like, Real Housewives of Atlanta type stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like that kind of drama, but it's definitely the kind of stuff where it makes me reevaluate. Is that the word? Reevaluate? Reevaluate some of my connections on social media. Not because I'm the best at, like, necessarily always being available, but if you agree to do something, you come in and you're like, I'm going to do this thing, something that I've been asking for forever, and it takes you a month to respond to, like, whether or not you're available, well beyond the point that I had actually asked you on. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. But look, he's good. He's got his own channel. He's got his own shit going on. You know, best to him. No ill will, no hard feelings. I feel like there's been a fragmentation in the Arrowverse community that I've tried to hold on to, and maybe I should just stop doing that. That's honestly the way I felt about it. I was like, maybe I should stop trying to hold on to the fragmented stuff that goes on within the Arrowverse community. There's a lot of it. Look at every, like, I'm talking about not just review channels, but reaction channels. So people that were heavily involved with each other. I can't tell you guys how many times I have asked people if they wanted to be a part of something, or if I can be a part of something they're doing, and just complete ignore, like just no response whatsoever. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of like one of those rabbit holes. Lance goes, don't let me go. I'm not talking about individual people that are still here. Like people that are still here, people that are still a part of all this. Like that's fine. But yeah. He did, and I congratulated him on that and didn't get a response to it. So that's the thing. Like I congratulated him on that and never even heard back from, like, I'm not trying to like make it out like he's a bad person. It's just our interactions. You know what I mean? Like our interactions. So that's kind of where it's at. But look, I don't want to bring the chat down. We got 70 some people watching. We got some good topics tonight. Naruto here with the $2 super chat. Yeah, we wanted that Boba Eric Penguin review. Yeah. It's still the actual review of mine without any editing is sitting in StreamYard. I should probably send it over to 3Dub and let him edit it. 3Dub, you want to edit my Penguin review? I'll give you like, $5-10 or something if you want to edit it for me. I'll send it over to 3Dub. I think 3Dub's in the chat. Amethyst here. Member for 60 months. Good to see you, Amethyst. What's with Snyder and Gunn going on? Well, that's the first thing we're going to talk about. Before I get into that, though, let's see. 3Dub, since you're here, I was looking for you on Tuesday, but somebody said you were doing something. I think Darren said you were doing something. So I was looking for you on Tuesday. We're going to talk about the Snyder stuff with James Gunn. Let me get this going over here. I'm not well prepared tonight. I honestly was not expecting to be solo. So I'm not well prepared. I don't mind going solo, but I just wasn't expecting to be solo. Where's it at? Right here. All right. So I saw this today. And this was unexpected, to say the least. So we have James Gunn and Zack Snyder together. Look at this. And it's in that room. You guys remember the room? Actually, let me see if I can find that picture. There was the room where he was in with like all the people working on projects coming up. I think you guys remember that. We saw it a while back. Let me see. I think somebody posted a picture. Yeah, here it is right here. So this room right here, we talked about this probably, I want to say before Christmas. I think this was like end of last year-ish. So we have this room here where he's in there with everybody involved with the DCU, the upcoming DCU. And then we have this picture here with James and Zack. I was going to call him Snack Snyder, with James and Zack together in what looks to be that same room. Now, I'm not trying to say the room has magical properties. That's not what I'm getting at. But it just seems kind of interesting that they're together in this space. What was he there for? I looked around. I was trying to see if there was some gossip or information on why he was there. And it seems like it was either a chance meeting, like they were just hanging out together, or is there something more? A couple things. We all know how toxic the Snyder fandom is. It's no big secret. We know that. So when this came out, in my mind, I'm thinking, is this going to make them a little less problematic? Is this going to make them less like, I hope you die type shit? Is that what's going to happen? Like, is this going to soften them up? Or is James cooking something and Zack is the ingredients? And I thought maybe the Snyder bros were probably thinking that at the same time. They're like, maybe hashtag restore the Snyderverse is a real thing. Now, I wouldn't go that far. I would say, for me, this is probably one of those things where maybe at the most, possibly, he wants Zack to direct something. Like he wants to give him something to work on. A movie. A TV show. At the most. That's me being as generous as possible. Because let's be fair here. A lot of the issues with where we are with DC now, and this is going to be very painful. I want all the Snyder fans to take a seat, take a deep breath here. But a lot of the problems we have with DC live action right now is because of Zack Snyder. Look at his track record. Not the greatest track record. Look at all of the drama surrounding some of the movies. Not the greatest stuff. And I know that will probably get me labeled as a Snyder hater. I'm not. Actually, I'm one of the few people that would argue that Man of Steel is a good fucking movie. And I've been told by many people that is shilling for Snyder, which I guess I'm a shill and I'm not a shill at the same time. I don't know. So stupid. All right, we got some super chats here. $2 super chat from Cody. My bet is The Authority. So you'd think that he would do The Authority. I actually think he would be a very good director for The Authority, to be quite honest. Only if he's allowed to do them his way. It would have to be 100% his way. So, chat, I'm going to throw this question out to you. Would you want to see Zack Snyder back in the DCU? Would you want him to do something in the DCU? And if he was brought back in the DCU, how would you like that to look? Would you want him on board with a trilogy of films? Would you want it like a film by film basis? What would you want to see him do? Like, what else would you want to see Zack Snyder attached to in DC? I could see him doing The Authority, Cody. 100%. 100%. Marisu says Zack to direct, someone else to write. So that's what I think the beauty of Man of Steel was, because Christopher Nolan was heavily, I think it was David S. Goyer. I think it was. Let me double check that. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong on that, but I think it was David S. Goyer and Christopher Nolan, right? Yeah. So that movie, the screenplay was done by David S. Goyer for Man of Steel, and the story was by David and Christopher. So it was just directed by Zack. Cameron said if Zack got good writers, maybe. Quinlan agrees. Amethyst wants a total reboot, so no connection to Zack at all. Okay. Meister said if The Authority's animated, he'd be perfect. Yeah. Defunct swinging in. I still like Man of Steel. Don't like the majority of what I've seen of his, though. Depends on a few variables. 3Dub says, anything that's supposed to be dark, LOL, and not heroes who are supposed to be hopeful. Let's see, 3Dub. I think I just got a Got a message from you. Let's see. All right. Let's jump back over here. I can't really. I want to talk about my favorite characters, but I feel like it would be spoilers. So I'll wait for. I'll do that later. Lone Wolf. We got a couple super chats not related to this. I'll get to those after we're done. Darren says Zack for booster gold. Okay. I think you're trolling, Darren. But you know, we'll leave it there. I'm not caught up, Lone Wolf, so I don't spoil it, please. Executive producer role. I mean, I guess so, but I feel like that's sort of not really doing anything. Not really doing anything. Zachary Levi. I actually have that bookmarked. I was going to talk about it if we had time. I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure who was going to be here. 3Dub, I sent you the link. If you want to jump in and hang out, you can. It's entirely up to you. Let's see. What else do we got over here in the old tabs here? Oh, did you guys see this? Do we have any James Bond fans in the chat? Anybody that loves James Bond? I feel like this is a really good segue into another topic, so that's why I'm doing this. But does anybody like James Bond? Did anybody else see this story today? We have a 3Dub in the house.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? How are you?
Nothing much.
Yeah, I was told, I think Darren said you were doing something, or I was like, I'm going to send a link to 3Dub, but I hadn't heard from you. So I was like, I didn't know what you were doing.
my group is only like active at from 6 p.m. to 9, which is when it ends.
Okay.
So it doesn't contradict the Nocturnal podcast.
Okay. All right.
Or overlap is the word.
Gotcha. So apparently Amazon now has, and 3Dub, maybe you like James Bond. I don't know if you do or not.
I do.
Amazon has full creative control of the James Bond franchise, so all of it. And Jeff Bezos is already asking who you'd pick for the next Bond. Henry Cavill fans sworn Bezos replies with photos and gifts. The former Superman actor auditioned for Bond but lost out to Daniel Craig. Casino Royale director Martin Campbell praised Cavill's 007 audition last year. He looked great. His acting was tremendous. And look, if Daniel didn't exist, Henry would have made an excellent Bond. He looked terrific. He was in great physical shape. Very handsome, very chiseled. Looked a little young at the time back then. 3Dub, as a James Bond fan, would you do a James Bond movie if you had the option? Say you were given the keys to make a James Bond movie by Amazon. Would you consider Henry Cavill for James Bond?
Back in the day, probably. Now, not so much. For me, James Bond has to be slender, but also kind of like in the shape of like Christian Bale. Basically, have that like able to be like a gentleman kind of esque in a sense of having to go undercover and stuff like that. When Henry Cavill walks on the screen, everyone's going to be running the other way because he's so big.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong or not, but didn't Henry Cavill used to be like much thinner back in the day?
Yeah.
Like when he was younger? Okay.
Like back in the day, I would have if I was doing a James Bond, I would have cast him.
So you mean like before he was in Superman, right?
Yeah,
because
before
that's
he
when he got
Superman,
bigger. Because I believe, I might be wrong here, but I think he just like David Cornsweet, he like bulked up for Superman and never really went back down again after that.
Basically went The Rock and never went down.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. We have some Daniel Craig stuff to talk about also, but let's get into these super chats quickly. Gary Gammon. This is so funny. We just mentioned Gary like last week. It's like I haven't seen Gary in forever. With a 199 super chat, have you watched Virgin River? I feel like this is a joke. Gary Gammon tweet. I don't know. It's a TV show. Have you watched it before? I just looked it up.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I something like flashed in my brain. Like, is there like an actress that's well known in it?
Alexandra Breckenridge is the lead. Jenny Cooper, Lauren Hammersley, Annette O'Toole.
Annette
Sarah
O'Toole.
Dugdale.
That's why it sounded familiar.
Okay. Yes. She's an older lady, the mayor of the town. The show.
She's also Martha Kent. So
yes. I know. Anyway, I haven't seen it yet, Gary. But thank you for the super chat. $2 from Naruto here. Let me drop this down. $2 from Naruto here. No spoilers, but I loved Invincible today. Yeah, okay, so I haven't really talked about that or the end of the Spider-Man cartoon. Have you watched both of those, three? Or you not watching them at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen Invincible and Spider-Man.
All right, I'm not going to give any spoilers because I know a lot of the chat probably hasn't seen it yet because people don't watch it immediately. But I liked the follow-up stuff on Invincible today because it picked up on a story that we dropped off in a previous season, and they followed it up with Adam, Eve, and Invincible, and I thought it was really good. My only real complaint is, and I know there's really not a lot you can do with this, because I mean, I guess she's too OP, but Adam Eve should be a lot more powerful than the way they're showing her on the show right now. Like, all she really does is build constructs and shoots, like, energy beams and stuff. Like, this is someone who can, like, alter molecular physiology and stuff like that. I feel like she's a lot smarter and better with her powers, or she was before this season. I feel like this season they kind of dumbed her down a little bit on her powers, and I don't like that because she to me is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful character in the comic books. So I hope they go that far with her, but I'm loving the season. I'm enjoying it right now. I actually like it better than last season, to be quite honest. So
my only complaint is, when is Invincible going to be invincible? He gets beat up a lot.
I know. That's kind of the joke, I guess, with that. But there we go. Thank you guys for the super chat. Just keeping up. We are not even an hour into the stream, and you guys are crushing the goal. We're 5 out of 10. We only need 5 more super chats, and then we will take one of these bonus topics into Monday. So if you guys really want to do that, you guys are moving right along. So thank you. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead. I want to pull up this next topic. This is what I was saying, the segue with Daniel Craig. I don't know if you saw the news or not with Daniel Craig, but we're going to pull it up here. I do have some Zach Levi stuff that we can look at. All right. So Daniel Craig has dropped out of the Sergeant Rock movie already. Like, they just announced it like last month, and he's already like out of it. I don't even think it was a full month. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. So he's already dropped out of it. But now they are casting, I think Jeremy Allen is the next choice for this movie from The Bear.
Is it just me, or do you also think he's not fit for that role?
Well, I don't really know. I don't really know what this movie is going to be. I know we've talked about it with everybody, and I think everybody kind of has a different idea of what they want from this movie. But according to Jeff Snyder from the Snyder, Sergeant Rock is a mid-budget movie that isn't supposed to be a long shoot. It's designed to showcase the wide range of movies that DC plans to make in order to attract talent. So we're talking like mid-budget movie. So mid-budget would be like around the cost of like Deadpool 1-ish, around that area at the high end. It could actually be a lot cheaper than that. It could be even lower than that. It's going to be a quick shoot, which means it's probably going to be primarily in one location. They're probably going to film it in like one place. and it's going to be different. Like I don't think that GI Robot is going to be a big part of this movie. I know that Pagey has said that he thought that it should be a big part of it, and other people have talked about it. I don't think it makes no sense to me that GI Robot would be in this movie and for it to make sense as a mid-budget movie. I don't see that. I don't see that. Lone Wolf says, "Hey, I love Jeremy Allen, but I don't think this is the role I'd give him." I mean, this means technically, depending on, I guess the movie takes place in the past because it has to, because of Creature Commandos. So if he plays Sergeant Rock, that means he'll never come back as another character in the DCU. Or at least, I mean, who knows? I guess James Gunn uses the same actor for a lot of different roles. Maybe he'll voice act something down the road. But I don't see him as this character, if that makes any sense.
I don't either.
Like, no offense, I think he's got a certain vibe to him. I don't see him as Sergeant Rock.
I actually see him as the Riddler or something else like that.
So you'd want him in like a Bat Family movie or something like that?
Yeah, I see him as like Bat. Basically, I see him as a villain.
Oh, okay.
I think he can pull off a villain.
I'm going to put this out there. I think losing Daniel Craig is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's a massive star that's going to pull in, $500 million on his movie, but I think if you wanted to pull people into like a DC movie that's not your typical, like, DC type of film or TV show, you need some names to pull people in, or you need brand you need an established brand in terms of a character. I don't think Sergeant Rock is established enough for people to rush out and buy tickets for Sergeant Rock. So if you're not going to have people doing it for that reason, then you need the actors to be people that everyone's going to go out and see. I don't know. I don't know if this guy is that person. I could be completely wrong.
Is there like an age limit to like Sergeant Rock? Like,
I mean, he would have to be somebody old enough to still be in the military. Like, so he can't be like older. You know what I mean?
Harrison Ford, basically. He can't be that old.
No. We're talking like somebody that looks to be younger than 60 years old, probably.
I would like cast an actor who's played a soldier to know, like, from like a bunch of soldiers from previous movies that is well known.
Let me see something. I'm just curious. So it says here that Sergeant Rock is 26 when he enlists in the Army.
Wow.
So he's 26 when he enlists and 32 when he goes into combat. So,
however, the picture looks like he's 50.
Maestro says Frank Grillo then. Let's see. Hold on. Where's it? I'm going to change this over.
And with timepieces, I think you can cast like basically the same actor because a lot of people look like each other from the old days. You always have a double.
Yeah.
Someone similar to you, and you always like have to squint, and you're like, oh, okay, it's not him, not me.
All right, we have a super chat here from Naruto. $10 super chat. Thank you so much for being generous, Naruto. Fun fact, Daniel Craig was in The Force Awakens. He was filming Spectre nearby, and he walked up to the Star Wars set like, put me in the movie. Oh, the Stormtrooper, was it the one with the baton?
I think it was the one where it's like, drop the weapon, and he's like, I think that was the one. Or it was the one where he's like, hey, and then he get blasted in the chest. It might have been one of those two. Yeah,
that's hilarious to me. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. There was somebody else who played a stormtrooper in what was it, Rogue One?
Mm-hmm.
Was it who was it? I don't remember who it was. Who does anybody in the chat remember who played the guest stormtrooper in Rogue One? They were in a scene fighting towards the end, I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it's me just remembering something that didn't happen. Amethyst with a 199 super chat with no comment, but thank you so much, Amethyst. If you meant to leave something there, just type it out in the chat so I know. Let's see. Cody with the $5 super chat. James Gunn has a very strange obsession with obscure characters that the general audience will never care about. Yeah. Do you think that Guardians of the Galaxy in 3W? I want to know your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Guardians of the Galaxy might have tricked James Gunn into thinking that all obscure characters can work? Do you think that's a problem?
I think he knows the limitations of like what works and what not works because he's done the Suicide Squad too. So I think like there's a lot of like fan reception, and he probably like listens to the fans.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like how do I put this? I'm not like a James Gunn fan in the sense that like I love everything that James Gunn does. There's stuff that he's done that I'm not a big fan of. But I typically think he has a good idea on how to make movies, if that makes any sense. Like even if I don't like it, I feel like he knows the kind of movie that he's making usually.
What's kind of funny is the only two franchises that I know James Gunn in is Marvel and DC.
Oh, really?
I've only seen Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad with him.
Yeah. Naruto says it was the Baton guy. Okay, I was right. I was thinking that's who it was. Wasn't totally sure. Let's see here. I had another thing I wanted to talk about. Let me pull that up.
Usually when stormtroopers actually talk, there's like a guest star sometimes. That's kind of like nice. Little Easter eggs. Like Daniel Craig.
Yeah. I want to talk about the canceled Marvel shows. Did you see that?
No.
So, all right, here we go. This is from... So these 3 TV projects have been like basically paused. I guess not totally canceled, but I don't think we're going to see them. If we see any of them, we might see Nova. But it looks like they paused production or development on Nova, which is weird because we were still getting updates about Nova like a couple weeks ago.
I'm sad about Nova.
Strange Academy, which I thought that was kind of very early in development. The one that I never heard about this one was Terra Inc.
I never heard about Strange Academy or Terra Inc.
Well, Strange Academy was kind of like a random thing that popped up, I guess, about 2 weeks ago. Well, what is Terra Inc? I've been reading Marvel Comics forever. I don't know what Terra Inc is. Is it like an imprint series? Let me look this up. I feel like it has to be something random.
It's a terror.
Terror Inc. Terror Inc. was an American comic books horror series from Marvel from the 1980s.
I can see why it might be on pause with the different tone.
Yeah, let's see. I'm thinking it was probably going to be a TV show because it's a lot of like supernatural elements, stuff they could probably do on a smaller budget. I didn't even know this was in production though.
Neither what?
Or I guess development is the word I'm looking for. I didn't even realize it was in development. Now, Strange Academy was supposed to be animated at one point. So it was going to be, they didn't say anything about whether it was live action or animated in the beginning. And then the very next week, the update was it was going to be an animated show, but they're not moving forward with that one. I don't really care about that or Terror Inc., but Nova I wanted because I thought Nova sounded good. Everything I was hearing about it sounded really good to me. I felt like there was a really good pacing into Nova as a series. So I'm a little confused.
I wonder if it pauses just like temporarily just to reshift the direction of where they want to go.
So what I think is happening here is they are looking to, I'm assuming they're looking to shuffle around the time frame of these shows. Because you got to think, we have Doomsday coming up, and then we're going to have a couple of movies, and then we're going to have the Secret Wars, and then things are going to reset. I'm wondering, because these are TV shows, they don't want to end up in a situation like James Gunn did with Peacemaker, where people love Nova, and then the show has to go away or be retconned because of Secret Wars. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think they might be pausing them to wait until after Secret Wars, if they're going to do it, you know.
So they can do like a fresh restart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think they're doing with Blade. I don't
think so.
Yeah, because there was no hint of vampires throughout history, like not even an inkle, like no like drop bodies like missing blood or whatever. There's no like mention of mysterious cases and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think that with like Secret Wars, it's going to reboot the entire thing to where it allows mutants, X-Men, and vampires.
Okay. Maestro says maybe it was too expensive. I don't think that was the case. First of all, I think the animated one, the cost wouldn't even come into play with that because it's animated. So they would lock in the cost and that's all it would be. It would go over budget. I don't know what Terra Inc. was, but it sounds like it would have been a cheap show to make. I think Nova would have been expensive. It's quite possible. So you guys in the chat, y'all remember when they shifted over, and I know 3W remember this, when they shifted over to proper showrunners, like people that are running the seasons without having to do it like with the movies and everything. I think what happened was, and if Maestro is right here, if it is a money thing, the showrunner tried to make things happen and they found out the cost was too high, so they have to reevaluate the show. That I mean, it's possible, but I also think they're waiting until after Secret Wars. So I think it's a combination of both things, in my opinion.
It would be nice to see the change in showrunners, like to see the difference in what movie looks like versus TV show. Like in the Marvel universe, basically, we had like a bunch of movie directors making a mini movie split up in 6 parts.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. So Will says he was excited for Strange Academy. I thought it would have been cool. They said the premise, I had the tweet over here where it talked about what it was going to be. Let me see if I can find that. I bookmarked it just in case.
With Strange Academy, I kind of like always kind of hope like if it was like being made, I would have liked it to be live action, because I was kind of like, basically I've seen only Doctor Strange as live action, so it's kind of like going backwards if you go with the animation.
Yeah. So the Disney Plus series Strange Academy was set to feature Wong as the head of a school for young magic users. However, the project is no longer in development. So that doesn't mean pause. It says no longer in development.
Yeah.
So that means it's not paused. That means this one's not happening.
It got axed.
Yeah, it's completely gone. So I'm guessing the pause must be for Nova. That's what I'm going to assume the word pause means. Lone Wolf says, I never understood what exactly is the difference between a reboot and a soft reboot. So a reboot is basically no connection whatsoever. Like, say, for example, I made a Voltron TV show today. And then 3Dub was like, oh, I don't like your Voltron TV show. I'm going to make one of my own. And then he does his, and there's literally nothing connecting. It's just the same, like it's the same name, but nothing else is the same. That's what a reboot is.
I have a perfect example. Walker, Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris.
And then the one with Jared Padalecki.
Yeah, that's the reboot.
Yeah. Soft reboot is kind of what's happening right now with the DCU, which I hate.
I got a perfect soft reboot example. iCarly, the TV show. iCarly, right. The Paramount Plus. That's a soft reboot.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see, it's going to be mostly prevalent in the DCU with stuff like Peacemaker. Peacemaker is going to be, oof. It's going to be rough. Yeah. Quinlan says, soft reboot, you keeping some of the elements. The original reboot is changing these completely. Yeah, that's what I consider the difference between a reboot and a soft reboot. Yeah, but it looks like Strange Academy is not happening at all.
Very
I don't care.
strange.
I don't care about Terror Inc. Whatever that was going to be. I don't care too much about it. Let's see what else do we have here on the roster. Oh, we got some news from Angela Bassett. Did you see this quote today?
Yes, I did.
There's more to this, but I want to read this. I bookmarked this one because this quote is pretty exciting, I think, and interesting. Angela Bassett says, "I thought I was deserving of the Oscar for Black Panther 2. I found it interesting after I lost. Interesting that I wouldn't be allowed to be disappointed in an outcome where I thought I was deserving. I love applauding people, but in that moment, no. I have put in the time, put in the good work over time. I didn't think it was a gift. I thought it was a given." Do you remember who she lost to?
No.
I believe it was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh.
For Everything
maybe.
Everywhere All at Once. Is that right, chat? I think it was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I think it was Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie.
Thanks for reminding me I have to watch that. Totally forgot about it.
I'll be honest. She made Black Panther 2. She was the best character in that movie, in my opinion. And I don't even think the movie would have been nearly as good without her in it. And the bold thing is, spoiler alert, they kill her character off in Black Panther 2, which was also quite bold, honestly. But
yeah, that speech she gave was Oscar worthy.
Right. So that's what I mean. Like, I think that there is a let me see. I'm trying to see if there was more. I believe there was another quote somewhere from the article. I like her. She is an amazing actress. But I don't know. And chat, maybe you're divided on this. But does anybody ever really feel sorry for actors when they say things like this? I'm just curious. 3Dub, do you ever feel sorry that an actor didn't win an award when they say stuff like this? Or do you feel sort of like it's an entitlement type thing? I'm curious how you feel about it.
I think there's a sportsmanship kind of way I feel about, like, I think she should be happy for the other person too, while also being sad. Like, right. Well,
I mean, she clapped her hands and cheered for us, so she didn't say anything bad about that. So that's good.
The way it says, but in that moment, no. Does that mean like she didn't applaud for them?
No, she did. So she was saying that I love applauding people, but in that moment, no. Meaning that she did, but she wasn't like doing it because she loved doing it at that moment. Okay. She still did it anyway.
Hidden me.
Yeah. Well, you would have to have seen the award show to know that happened. So, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people probably don't appreciate it when actors say stuff like this. But I love her. Angela Bassett is an incredible talent. So, Quinlan says, it's like athletes. You have some who play for years and years, never win championships, but you have others who happen to be in the right place, right time to get a ring that don't deserve it. Yeah, that's true. But look, I'm going to say this. Award shows are bullshit. Like, I've felt for a long time, and maybe you disagree with me, 3Dub, maybe the chat disagrees with me. I've given up trying to determine who's actually going to win based on what they did, because it never feels deserving. And even with the criteria of the award show, I don't know how they determine it sometimes. They say it's a point system, it's a merit system, but how do they determine that? I don't know. I feel like if you love Angela Bassett as an actress and you go and you see a movie and she makes the movie for you and then another person wins, does that mean you love the movie less or you love the actress less? No. So I don't really care. The awards are sort of self-serving. And I know this because I've won awards for DJing in the past. And when you win an award, it's literally something that you use in prestige to get jobs. So the award shouldn't mean anything to the fans, because if you're a fan of somebody, you should be a fan of them whether they win awards or not. But it's something that might mean something to you later on down the road, if that makes any sense. Like, if she wants to go up to work in a movie or a TV show, they're going to say 3-time award-winning actress, Angela Bassett. But does that mean that you like her because she's a 3-time award-winning actress? No, you like her because you like her as an actress. Mm-hmm. So I think award shows are bullshit. That's just me.
For me, like personally, like if I had to like pick an actor that I like most of all of his movies, but also doesn't think he deserves like an Oscar worthy, is for The Rock.
Oh yeah. What about Will Smith?
Oh, Will Smith too, but like for him, he kind of lost my respect though when he went on stage and slapped. But that was, same thing with Stephen Amell being a scab.
Come on, 3W, you wouldn't have slapped him. Just kidding. I'm not trying to ask. It's not a serious question. Not a serious question. All right, so we got some interesting news over here. Let's see, from Brad Winterbaum. I always say his last name wrong. That seems like we might be getting the Defenders back on Disney Plus. Now, Daredevil Born Again is right around the corner. Are you excited for it, 3Dub?
Yes, I am going to watch the heck out of that.
I have not watched the most recent teaser, and I know we should probably be watching it tonight because this stream is about upcoming stuff. But I feel like everybody feels like I do, at least I pretend they do, where I don't want to be spoiled anymore. I just want the show. I just want to watch the show. So for me, I'm avoiding anything until that show comes out. Plus, next month is my birthday month. Mm-hmm. So this is like a birthday gift to me. Daredevil coming back is like a birthday gift to me.
I will say if they bring back Iron Fist, they need to, since Marvel like has the reception, probably saw all the criticism about it. I think they need to retool his character to make him more likable. And more like
Iron Fist. Think if they bring Iron Fist back, they're going to bring him back with all the other characters from the show too, like Colleen Wing and Misty Knight and all that.
Because if they like have Daredevil, like they basically said Daredevil is part of the MCU, so having Charlie Cox there means you have to have everyone, even Punisher, in which he's there. So if you bring back,
I know, I'm excited. They say that Punisher in the Daredevil show is incredible. Like they're saying it's so good. So pretty excited about that. Also, I'm excited to bring the after party back for Daredevil. That's going to be a lot of fun. So what day of the week, somebody in the chat mentions, it might have been Lone Wolf. I don't want to, if it wasn't you, I don't want to put this on you. But somebody mentioned something about the release schedule for the show. Is it out already? Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. It was you. All right. All right, let's take a look at this here. I'm going to bookmark it so I can pull it up on my other screen. Let's see. This is crazy. Here goes the release schedule. There it is. All right, cool. All right, official release schedule for the first 6 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. So on March 4th, which is one day before my birthday, we get episodes 1 and 2 back to back. That's crazy. Crazy. 2 episodes. 2 hours of Daredevil on the first night back.
That's a movie.
That is, and I'm so ready for it. And then we get 1 episode each over the next 2 weeks. And then we get episodes 5 and 6 on March 25th.
I will say I'm not liking the double episodes.
Yeah.
With it's getting kind of like redundant, especially with it feels like they're trying to push it out fast.
Yeah, I can see that. I understand that. So, or they just don't have the dates for the rest of the season? Is that what it is?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, this is a great release schedule. I don't mind 2 episodes on the first night, but then doubling up. So they must be doing that for a reason. I think Andor. Okay, so I think they don't want Andor and Daredevil overlapping each other. And chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be, and that's why you guys are here. I think Andor begins the night that Daredevil ends. Mm-hmm. So I believe they want Daredevil to end when Andor begins.
How about schedule it earlier.
Well, I think they're doing it like Cody said. It's for the Star Wars celebration.
No, I meant like Daredevil. They should like schedule it before so it doesn't overlap.
Yeah, but I don't think they wanted to because of Captain America. I don't think they wanted the show to be out the same time as Captain America. So that's why I think they waited. It's probably some convoluted. We don't know why they schedule things the way they do sometimes. But I am so excited for this. I'm so ready for the show. Meister says only half the length of Netflix. Yeah, well, they were originally going to give us like 30-minute episodes, like 18 30-minute episodes or something. Lone Wolf says the rumor is that 5 and 6 are connected together to where it has to be seen as a 2-part, but not entirely sure. Oh, so there's probably some weird like it leaves it on a cliffhanger. They don't want to wait a whole week to show, for people to wait. So
That's
anyway,
how TV shows work. Just letting you
know. You're preaching to the choir. I get it. So this is pretty exciting. Let's see here. Where are we at with the goal? We're 8 out of 10. So 2 more super chats of any tier to hit the goal for the night. We have an hour left. You guys are definitely going to hit that. I feel like you guys are going to hit that for sure. We're going to get there. Let's see. What else did I have here? Oh, so sad that Pagey's not going to be here for this because he had some comments about this guy. So this is Brandon Skellner? Continues his campaign to become the DCU's next Batman. And here's a video from him.
Batman's been my favorite comic book since I was a child, and it's like secretly been my forever dream to be Batman. Like that's not something you want to like say too much, you know, because you're like, oh, okay.
There's this vacancy right now for the role of Batman in James Gunn's new DC universe, and we know you approve of the fan casting. What is it about that character that you love so much?
I started seeing all this fan art, and I was like, oh, damn, like this, I like this. This kind of makes sense. It kind of makes a lot of sense. It's also kind of parallels to Spencer Dutton. Like there's a lot of parallels between these types of men, and yeah, I just think I would crush that role, and I'd love to do it if it ever happens. I'd gladly do it.
I mean, that's the fight that you have in the boat. That alone was such like a Batman fight where you're just pummeling those dudes. So
totally
love to see you in that role.
Even when we were filming season 2, I was like, this is kind of Batman-y. You know what I mean? Like it's like quiet, vengeful, like deeply emotional man who's just like, I'm gonna plow through whatever I can to do what's right for mine. You know, it's a really powerful archetype, and it's very similar to Batman in some ways, you know what I mean? Yeah, Bruce Wayne, yeah.
So, 3Dub, thoughts on this? Are you familiar with him at all?
Nope.
Okay, so since you're not familiar with him and you're looking at him right now, you heard what he had to say. Thoughts on him being Bruce Wayne and Batman? How are you feeling about that?
Honestly, I don't see him as Batman because basically I don't have any reference points.
Right.
But
I think Pagey called him a generic white guy. He just looks like any other like generic white actor. Like he doesn't have anything special. I know you're probably an Alan Ritchson person, aren't you? You want Alan Ritchson to play Batman.
He's
right.
from my hometown, so you know.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense. Look, I think this guy would do fine in the role, but is he like somebody that I would necessarily fan cast for Batman? No. Like, I don't think so. But also, it brings me into this argument about actors saying that they want to be superheroes and actors saying that they hate superhero movies. You know how we have these interviews where they're like, hey, would you like to be, Captain America? Would you like to be Superman? And then the actor will be like, fuck no, I hate superhero movies. They're the worst thing ever. Superhero fatigue. They're killing cinema. Like, you get that with directors too. You want to direct a Superman movie? You want to direct something for Marvel? No, fuck Marvel, fuck DC. Like, that's those types of responses. And then you get the ones here where they're like, no, I've loved this character since I was a kid. I would totally love to be Batman. I would totally love to be Wolverine. You know what I mean?
Or Harrison Ford is like, I want to get with the cash grab.
Right. Like, I mean, is there a correct answer that's going to make everybody happy? You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Is there a correct answer where everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, I totally am okay with that? I just wonder sometimes. I don't know. Defunct with a $2 super chat. Whose dream isn't it to be Batman? I think you're right. I think everybody would love to be Batman, right? 3Dub, would you want to be Batman or no? Or would you rather be Superman?
In my dreams, yes, but no. but no. Especially when I technically have one of the names of the of
I already know which
all
one it
three.
is. Yeah, I already know which one it is. So yeah, I think if you're an actor, you have to make people believe that you really care. Like this little speech that he did. Sorry, what is it, Brandon Skellner? I don't believe you. I think you're just saying that because you want to be a superhero, which is pretty funny. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. Quinlan says, I do like Alan Richardson, but I don't want him to be Batman. 3Dub, does this like kill your heart to see this? Like you don't want him to be Batman. She doesn't want him to be Batman. So
He's fit to be Batman, but he's not fit to be Bruce Wayne. I'll give her that.
So you think he's a good Batman, but not a good Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, he could probably be a stunt double for Batman. But yeah,
You know what? I think it would be a good Batman and for like how do I put this? Like a movie where he's just in the Batman suit the whole time and he's not really doing a lot of Bruce Wayne stuff. I think that would be
Jensen
kinda cool.
Ackles would be a better choice for Batman / Bruce Wayne.
You think
Even
so?
though he actually played Batman / Bruce Wayne in the animation, but yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Got a
And it
couple
foreshadows a scene from Supernatural where he throws a pencil into a chamber of a gun and says, "I'm Batman."
What are you talking about?
Basically, during an episode in season 3, he has like luck on his side and he throws a pin into a chamber of a revolver, and he looks at Sam Winchester and goes, "I'm Batman." In season 6, Gary Padalecki, Jensen Ackles basically comments, "Hey, this is Cordell Walker," and then like years later, he's Cordell Walker.
All right, so somebody mentioned something about Zachary Levi. What was that? Because I did look it up on Twitter. Did you see anything about Zachary Levi?
No. Lance did something with Zachary Levi. I just didn't click.
Hold on,
Lance.
Let me see. Let's see. I don't think Lance is here anymore. I think he was on the way home or something. I don't remember. Let's see.
I was busy editing his Henry Danger stuff.
Let's see. I don't see a video on his channel about Zachary Levi. Maybe I'm missing it here.
He was Arthur, Tony.
Oh. That's true, actually. Let's see here. Oh, Mary says Zach Levi is sad about the government firings? Really? All right, hold on.
And what's funny, also Oliver was Arthur. In the not picked up pilot.
All right, let's see. Zachary Levi firing. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is from a couple days ago. I guess it was like 2 days ago. So let's see here. So oh gosh, the 2 times Paigey hasn't been here, there's been some political shit. The 2 times Paigey's been here, hasn't been here. Zachary Levi begs Elon Musk not to fire the good federal workers who voted for Trump. What? How does that work? How does that? Wait, hold on. So you're gonna fire Democrats and keep Republicans that voted for Trump? Hold on. That seems very illegal to me.
It seems. Was it prejudice? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you can't, like, could you imagine that you come into work and they're like, are you a Democrat or Republican? And you say Democrat and they're like, oh, you're fired. You have to be a Republican to work in the government.
Everyone lies on their resume. So
Well, yeah, but the fact that you would have to just means it's illegal. Like, it's illegal to do that. Like, there are good people who voted for Donald Trump who are losing their jobs, and we got to make sure we don't leave them behind. So fire people that didn't vote for the president?
I think there's a law that goes against that. I think it's under the prejudice law.
I don't think that's right for anybody. I wouldn't want, like,
Discrimination law.
yeah, I don't think anybody should be fired from their job because of who they support politically. Like, you shouldn't lose your job over that. As long as you're doing your job, it shouldn't matter. Like, what he's saying here is, like, only keep the people that agree with us. I want to like this guy so much, but he's been so dumb recently. So dumb. Like, you can have your own opinions about whatever you want politically, right? Like, you can feel however you want to feel about anything to do with politics. But to actively and openly ask them to do something illegal like this?
I will say, like, I'm
That's crazy.
whenever I like watch it. Well,
Just
whenever I watch
recently.
a film of him, I'm probably going to be like, I hate the actor, but I like the movie.
Defunk says just recently? Yeah, just recently. Look, I didn't have a problem with him before. He wasn't my favorite actor, but I didn't have a problem with him, but he's been saying a lot of dumb shit.
He's
Anyway.
on the level of Dean Cain right now.
Yeah, I feel like he's in that same category. Okay, so I saw this here. An Avatar: The Last Airbender sequel series
Yay.
is officially in the works at Nickelodeon, titled Avatar: Seven Havens. Set in a world shattered by a what are you gonna say? 3-Dub, sorry.
I was like, I don't like the name, but I'll probably get used to it.
I don't even know if it might be a working title. That might not be the title they end up using or whatever.
Avatar's great though.
Yeah. So, set in a world shattered by a devastating cataclysm. A young earthbender discovers she's the new Avatar after Korra. But in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer, not its savior. Hunted by both human and spirit enemies, she and her long-lost twin must uncover their mysterious origins and save the Seven Havens before civilization's last stronghold collapses. So
That's interesting. We haven't had
this is great. This is great. Did you like Korra? Were you a fan of Korra?
Yeah.
You know it was controversial, right? A lot of people say it wasn't, like, they thought it was bad.
Yeah, but I wasn't, when I was watching it, I was a kid and I didn't really care about controversial.
Well, it started out like on the streaming thing, and then it moved over to like regular TV, right? Wasn't it on the streaming service first, and then it moved over to the... But I love the world of the Avatar. I love this whole concept of the bending and all that. I was very sad when they announced all those movies, and we still haven't heard anything really about the animated movies. So this sounds good to me, but I hope it actually happens, and they don't announce this and get us excited, and then it never, like, they don't make it.
I will say this is like the 5th time they mention it, so it's probably happening. Like, it's been like hinted at there's going to be a TV show next Avatar, in the incarnation cycle.
Well, the good thing is it says it is officially in the works. So, okay, look, I was thinking about doing this. Tell me if this is crazy and I'm completely out of my mind, okay? I was thinking of going back and watching all of Avatar and all of Korra in the spring. Like, all of them back to back to back to back.
I would be up for that. Yep.
That would be really cool, right? I was thinking about doing that because when I was watching it originally, obviously I didn't have a channel to talk about it on. So, but I was thinking about going back and watching the whole thing. I really, really, really love those earlier seasons of Avatar. I think they're a lot of fun.
And I can edit your reactions to them if you want me to.
Oh yeah. I think I can add one person to my StreamYard, so you can come in and like download the videos if you wanted from StreamYard that way. So that way I can be like 3-Dub. go in there and edit this thing that's in StreamYard.
That's what Lance has me doing.
Marisu says that it's infinitely rewatchable. So good idea.
I will
Do
say,
it, do
like,
it.
even though like Avatar is not technically anime, it's American
Mm.
animation. I still call it anime. It's like
I feel
that's
like it's
good.
look. I know so Lance, were you here last week when me and Lance talked about that? I don't know if you saw the stream or not, but we talked about what constitutes as anime, and there is a specific thing that is like 100% anime. But
Mhm.
I'm under the impression where it's like I don't mind calling something like American anime. So it's like not anime, but it's American anime.
Mhm.
So, and I know that's not really the proper term. I don't know if there is like a proper. Is there a proper term for anime style outside of Japan? I don't know if
For
there
me,
is.
anime, my how I separate the two is I call Japanese anime anime, and then I call American animation animation. And then there's like
Mhm.
the computer and a CGI animation.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, 3Dub, are you playing Marvel Rivals at all? Are you a game person? I
I
never
downloaded
asked.
it. I still haven't played it.
What? At all?
Yeah,
Not even one match?
I'm very like cautious about going online with other
okay.
people.
Well, look at this. Jeff the Shark is getting his own spinoff.
Wow.
This is from 6 hours ago, so it was just recently. Already a fan favorite character after his debut years ago in the pages of her West Coast Avengers run, Kelly Thompson's adorable creation, Jeff the Land Shark has now become an even bigger star due to his presence in the hit video game Marvel Rivals, and now Jeff is set to star in his very first solo mini-series from Marvel. The first time a Jeff series would debut in print. He's getting a five-issue mini-series from Kelly Thompson, continuing the time with her creation and artist. I'm gonna try and get this right. I'm so bad with names. Tokito Koro. I think that's right. Tokito Toro. Even though I understand Japanese for the most part, I'm so bad at speaking it. Who recently drew the cover for the upcoming Marvel Rivals print comic book for Marvel as well. So there we go.
I speak none of it. That's why I watch the dub.
I took like 3 years of Japanese, but I still can't really speak it. I can read it sort of, but I can almost understand anybody that's speaking to me in Japanese.
I will say though, like I can't not watch the sub. I mean, I have to watch the sub because Solo Leveling is that good. Like I can't just stay on the dub. Yeah, I have to go ahead and go with the sub.
Yeah,
and then
that makes
rewatch
sense.
the dub later to fully get the story because I have to read and look, and I can't read and look at the same time.
Right. I find that a lot when I'm watching like action fights, like when the characters are fighting. I'm like, I don't want to look away, and then you have to. Although I will say this, there as much as I give AI shit, I think they're going to be working on a thing where companies can opt in to have AI like say things while the characters are on screen, so that it actually sounds like the actor. But I only agree with that under one circumstance, and that is that the voice actors get paid properly for their work. If you're going to do something like that as a company, as a studio, pay the actors for their work. Don't skip out on them. Like, give them extra money and only do it if they agree to it. Like, don't do that shit if they say no.
No, my only like with the AI is basically I use it as a tool, not as a replacement. Like
Right.
basically,
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. Well, I do a lot of things myself. The only AI that I know I use for sure is when I'm using filters for my thumbnails and stuff. Like when I'm trying to like clean it up a little bit with the filters. I know for sure those are a form of AI. They have to be a form of AI, but it doesn't say that for sure. But I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, this is the cover. I think this is gonna be pretty cool. Honestly, I know a lot of people are gonna be mad because they get so triggered by Jeff, but I don't think he's as bad as he used to be on the game. I think they found out a way to to fix all that. You guys are great. We still have one more super chat left with 30 minutes on the clock to get one of these things for Monday night in the fan poll. So if you guys are interested in hitting that, we just need one more super chat, and I feel like we can do it. I feel like it's a thing that we can do. All right. Let's see here. We had a couple comments over here. Lone Wolf, I don't know if you're aware, but the fun thing about solo leveling dub is that the voice actor does a lot of improv lines. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
also, I like how his direction goes with it too,
Yeah.
which is
Well, Lone Wolf, you can't be the only person contributing to the cause. That's why I opened the door for all super chat levels. You're amazing. You contribute all the time. I do appreciate it. If we don't hit the goals, it's not the worst thing. I think it's a fun tool. I would actually really like it. This is one of the things I've been asking YouTube because I'm part of the YouTube. I don't know what they call it anymore. You test out the beta stuff and everything. And one of the things I said about the tip goal system is let us do it for different things like subscribers. Like, why can't I do it like 5 subscriptions or something like that? Like, I want to be able to diversify it a little bit so that it's just not the same thing over and over and over again. So we'll see if they actually do that.
I also got that beta stuff.
Oh, do you?
Okay. Yeah. At a certain point, when you get like 8K, you kind of, get beta stuff.
Yeah. I would love to be able to like incentivize like more people to be paid subs to the channel, because it does help the channel each month when you're a paid sub, to know that money is coming in to help offset some of the costs for everything. So like for me, I'm getting ready to upgrade. I have like a brand new lighting system sitting in the hallway. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And it's going to be opposite of this desk, so I could do like a stand-up stream if I want. So I'm really excited about that. But I'll have to put that together sometime in March, probably.
My long-time goal for YouTube has been since 2011, and that's to get 10K. I almost got there, and then I lost my channel. The whole drama.
Yeah, what like did you ever find out like the whole deal about that, or was
yeah,
it just
basically I got hacked, and when I lost my channel, which was kind of funny, they renamed it SpaceX, which I just thought like Elon, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I got my YouTube back, and then I had to unhide everything, change my name, and because of that, YouTube got triggered and was like, "Oh, something's funky with your account." So they took a look and then totally permanently deleted it.
Wait, didn't you also like because of that? Didn't your like bank account get hacked or something like that? Did that happen?
Like it was like a hack after a hack. My entire life got hacked. I had to change everything, including all passwords. I got rid of all my emails and started new emails. I had to like basically become another person. The only thing I kept was my name.
All right. Let's see. We have another super chat. I think we hit the goal, you guys. I think we hit the goal, and it is their 5th ever super chat in here. I want to thank Spaceship Poet here with the 199 super chat, who is rocking a Daredevil and Elektra avatar. That's amazing. Will we get Constantine 2? If so, solo or connected? So that is the Keanu Reeves movie that we are supposedly still getting. 3Dub, thoughts on that? What do you think about it? Are we ever going to see it, or are we not going to see it?
We're probably going to see it, but I'm also like, Matt Ryan's the one I want to see in the movie.
Somebody said that he's like the perfect casting for Constantine. They were saying that he's the perfect one.
Yeah, the John Constantine what's it? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on him. I'm going to say like what's his name from oh my god, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on
I don't know what you're talking about. I'd love to help you, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Constantine 2, the actor that's playing Constantine.
Keanu Reeves.
Okay, there we go. Keanu Reeves is American, like Constantine, which I don't find like he's a Constantine. I like the movie. I just didn't like his portrayal in that movie.
Got it. Let's see here. I want to try something from the chat box. Is there a way to make it? Hold on. I want to make it so it's more visible, I guess.
partner was like, Christopher Reeves. I'm like, no, that's the wrong Reeve.
Let's see. This one.
Yeah, Matt Ryan should be like the permanent Constantine from now on.
I was trying to get it so the chat would be like look better, but I can't seem to figure it out. I got a lot of things to fix over here. So I'm using, I don't know if you were here earlier, 3Dub, but I've turned my camera into like a virtual webcam.
Yeah, you use OBS.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing to try and get everything up on my screen, but a few things are not working yet. So we'll see if we get there. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat space. I do appreciate it. And now that we have the goal, we're going to wait about another 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll check out the poll. If you're on the Reloaded channel, you can come over and vote on the poll. And yeah, if not, you can just wait and see what everybody else picked.
I didn't hear back, but was the schedule for the fan film rescheduled?
You didn't get my message on Blue Sky?
No.
I messaged you on Blue Sky. Did it not go through?
No, probably not.
Because I said that we were going to. Well, I said I was going to delay it because I was under the weather, so I couldn't actually talk. So.
Nope, no message from Blue Sky.
Oh well, I guess it didn't go through. Having to stop this. Wait, hold on. Oh, you're on the Debunks channel, Defunct. You're on the other channel. Yeah, that's fine. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Cameron, I'm gonna get to those in a bit. We still have a little bit of time left on the stream. I want to talk about this for a moment. So this is from Daniel RPK. And he says that Spider-Man 4 will reportedly have a new supporting cast. The film is said to feature a new take on the character and a new direction under Destin Daniel Cretton. So you know what this tells me? This tells me that this is going to be a what-if movie. Well, it's going to take place in between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
I think it's going to be like a Doom world. Like what if? Also,
so I think we're going to see like a lot of characters that may only exist for one film. And then if they work out really well, they'll carry over into the next one. That's what I think is going to happen.
I wonder if this one's going to introduce like his friend Harry and
I think we're going to see like
MJ.
Okay, so hear me out on this one. I think this is going to be a very classic Spider-Man. I think we're either going to get MJ or Gwen. I think we're going to get Harry. I think we're going to get another Norman. I think we're going to see all of those classic characters come back that they did not use. Because remember when they first got Spider-Man in the MCU, they had to like shove him into Civil War because they needed to get him on screen because of the contract they had with Sony.
I just thought of something like crazy about What If story. Just like have Tobey Maguire's MJ just appear in his world.
I don't know. That's a little bit like the age difference there is pretty big between those characters.
That was like the age difference, but at the same time, it would be funny.
But and let me cook with this one for a second, if the chat will be so kind. But I think it would be really interesting for one film with Tom Holland, especially if it takes place on Battleworld. If we get a very classic Spider-Man story with him, like our version of Spider-Man, remembering who he is, but in a world with a bunch of characters that are brand new. Or maybe he's changed completely. Maybe it's Tom Holland, but this Spider-Man didn't know anything about anything that happened. I would rather him remember everything that happened with Tony Stark because I feel like that's a very important element of his character. But if they wanted to like relax on that a bit and give us a story where he's not necessarily that particular Peter Parker and Spider-Man, I'd be okay with that. But I would love like a classic Spider-Man. Like take us all the way back to those earlier things. Set up a proper, Sinister Six thing. Like all of that. I would love for them to do that.
Think about, what confuses me about the whole spell?
What?
Why doesn't Peter not remember he's Peter?
What do you mean?
Peter Parker, you know, like he knows,
Yeah.
like he knows he's Peter Parker, but why
Right.
doesn't he not know like he's Peter Parker?
Because the spell was cast on everybody except for him.
Oh, okay, so just him is irrelevant.
He's the one person that it wasn't cast on. Yeah. Yeah. That's
That makes sense.
Look. Well, the spell doesn't really make sense in my opinion. Like it's magic, but it doesn't make sense in my opinion. I think it's a really dumb sort of.
I'm trying to make sense of magic.
Yeah, like it's magic, right? So magic doesn't always add up. It's sort of one of these dumb things they had to do because they needed it for this specific thing.
I also
So,
think there's a
yeah.
loophole.
What's the loophole?
Like any magic, there's a loophole, like to unravel it.
Well, you think about the spell, right? Well, you don't know what the loophole is, but you're saying there's probably a loophole for it.
There's
Okay.
probably a loophole.
So let me tell you why this always annoyed me in Multiverse of Madness when we came back to Doctor Strange and everything, is that we never really, like, everything that Doctor Strange has done with Spider-Man is just Spider-Man. Like, he won't remember Peter Parker. Okay, fair enough. I got that. But what about all of the information about Peter as Spider-Man that exists? Like, did the spells erase technology too, or just people's memories? Because think about it, like there's a breadcrumb trail of who Peter Parker and Spider-Man are. Like those things exist in the technology that's out there. So the spell would have to like get rid of all of the technology and everything that even knew that Peter Parker was like, you're telling me there's no trace DNA of Peter Parker being Spider-Man anywhere in any of the systems they've used over the years?
It's kind of funny because I remember a certain similar story from Teen Wolf that they pulled where basically they had to erase Styles from the memory of all of his friends, but there was a loophole, and to bring him back, they had to remember who he was and all of his the friendship he made and the entire memory to bring him back. So basically, I think there is a loophole. Like I think Zendaya MJ, I think she is the loophole. Like if she has an inkling that she knows him, but can't put her finger on it.
Right.
And I think that's the loophole.
So we have verses here. It says people's memories would be rewritten. Like if people took a picture of Peter without the mask, and Spider-Man would just be Spider-Man with the mask, I think. Yeah, but I feel like all of that is sort of convenient. Like the type of, like this isn't a spell on one person. It's a spell on everybody.
It's global. What about
Right.
the outer space?
So I'm trying to think about like what else could you do with that spell that would be beneficial to people? You could make them forget there was ever an alien invasion. You could make them forget that Thanos ever did the snap. There's so many things you could do with that spell that would help the world.
Didn't Guardians of the Galaxy happen after Spider-Man No Way Home? Volume 3?
Yes.
I wonder if the spell only reached Earth.
So that's what I mean. Like, how powerful is this spell? It feels like, I mean, I know it's a powerful spell, but how powerful is the spell?
I can't wait to see Peter's reaction to Peter Quill's reaction to Spider-Man. Like, hey Peter, how's it going? Because he was out in space.
I'm just thinking, like, if we take the spell at face value, that he's able to make people forget something, everyone in the entire universe, why didn't they use that spell to make Thanos forget that he wanted the Infinity Gauntlet? I'm just saying, if that spell existed,
why didn't Ant-Man go in Thanos and get enlarged?
it seems like one of those spells that's problematic. You could make people forget anything and then just move on with the day. Like, I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway. Well, the thing is that it should be a spell that's known by everybody that has studied prior to Doctor Strange. Like, they would know it. Wong would definitely know it. 100%. So the fact that they have a spell that makes people forget that they knew something, it seems like that would be very useful against Thanos,
And it
who
makes
wanted
sense
the Infinity Gauntlet.
that
you know?
Strange would know also because he reads like every single context of the library that the
Look, I'm not trying to destroy the concept of all this because I love these movies, but I just feel like sometimes they do stuff where I'm like,
Why didn't you do that before? Why is it now?
No, you're absolutely right. Strange is busted, just like Wanda and a lot of magic users. Magic in general is busted, right? Like, magic is one of those things where trying to explain magic, which is why it breaks my brain, is difficult because that's why it's magic. You just have to sort of believe that it can do what it can do.
Just
But
like
if we
time
take
travel.
it, right. But if we take it at face value and it does this thing, then why didn't you use it in this way? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm not questioning whether or not the spell could actually do what it's doing. Like, I get it. I understand the concept of what it's capable of doing. But if you could do that with the spell, why didn't you use it against Thanos or any of the other villains that you faced off against? I don't know. Have a good night, Naruto. All right, we have a couple more things we're going to look at, but let us go ahead and see what this poll says. We're going to end the poll. Let me open up my little book here so I can write this in.
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on the list now. List is looking good. We're going to have plenty of stuff for the 5-hour stream because a lot of these are going to go into the 5-hour stream. All right, so with 38%, the winner of the poll is top 5 favorite non-superhero movies. So go ahead and start thinking about it now, 3Dub, because you'll probably be on the stream when we talk about it. So
Sweet.
top 5 favorite non-superhero movies. So
I already have
there we
one.
go. Do you?
Yeah.
All right. So one of the last things I want to talk about is, well, don't say it now. We don't want to spoil it.
I have 5 now. Okay. That was
All
easy.
right. Don't do it. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I don't want that picture yet. Hold on. All right. So this is kind of a spoiler, but not really because the character hasn't been introduced yet. Where's it at here? But this is going to be, and let's talk about My Adventures. My Adventures. I was thinking about My Adventures with Superman. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. We'll talk about that with no spoilers on how the season ends, but I want to talk about it a little bit. All right, so this is going to be Gwen Stacy in season 2 of the show. I like this design. This is a good design. Like, this is like an updated version of Gwen Stacy. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is the interesting thing. This is Spider-Gwen. Now, I don't have an issue with this costume, but there's something a little bit different about
Morales?
this. What?
I had the inkling that she had the Miles Morales suit. The Spider-Man 2.
Because of the hoodie and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, because of the hoodie.
So, does she have spider powers or is she going to be using tech?
I think this looks like it's going to be tech based.
That's what I was thinking. I think that she's going to be out there fighting as Spider-Woman or Spider-Girl or Spider-Gwen, whatever, Ghost Spider, whatever name they give her. But I think she's going to be primarily tech based.
I
go
also
ahead.
I also think she might have the sensibility, but not the agility. Oh, well, not the enhanced agility that Spider-Man has and strength.
So do you think she's going to be, so my question is she going to be using stuff from Oscorp, or what do you think she's going to be doing here?
I think it's going to be from something, like, I think she's going to actually create it. She's going to be a genius. Like
Okay.
a high, the one that I technically shouldn't be in high school because she should be in college right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael's coming in here saying, for the people watching, this is on both channels. If you're on Debunks or Reloaded, for the people watching, if you can click the like and thumbs up on the stream, it really helps the channel. And it absolutely does. Engaging in any way helps visibility of the channel. and I'm really trying to grow my channel this year. So or channels, I should put an S on that. Truly trying to grow my channels this year. So if you're enjoying the stream, please hit that like button. It takes like 2 seconds. I know you're playing a video game. I'm talking to you people out there. If you're playing Marvel Rivals, whatever the fuck you're playing right now, if you're sitting in the lobby waiting to go do something, if you're in the middle of a match, you can do it after you're done. If you're playing a RPG or a single player game, if you're playing Avowed, anything you're doing right now, take a second to hit the like. That's all you have to do, just 1 second. If you're watching this in the bathroom, there's no excuse. You should be hitting the like by now. All right. Anyway. See, I'm going to say this right now. It's all over Twitter. Posted the clip. It's not a spoiler, but that Daredevil fight was so good. Oh, yeah. The one from Your Friendly Neighbor Spider-Man. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay. So let's talk about... Actually, this will be our last discussion for the stream. This is a good way to wrap up the stream. Let's talk about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Okay? This is going to be maybe a hot take, maybe controversial. I don't know. I think this is my favorite Spider-Man cartoon of all time.
Yep.
I think the one from the 90s was probably my favorite. I think it was Spectacular Spider-Man. I think that was the one.
For me, it was the one where he had to go in a space shuttle and basically get transported to another universe or whatever, and he has to like don on the Scarlet Spider.
I don't think that was Spectacular. That was a different one, right?
I think it was a different one.
Yeah. So I like Spectacular Spider-Man. I like the one you're talking about too. The one you're talking about is where he has to go and fight like the people on Alter Earth and stuff. Is that the one you're talking about?
He was following Carnage and Venom.
Yeah. It was on the Alter Earth though, right?
Yeah,
it was like another Earth. Yeah. Okay. So this is my favorite one, and let me just go through the list of reasons why this is my favorite Spider-Man cartoon of all time. Okay. I like the fresh take on the character. I think it's a really interesting way to set it up. To set up Spider-Man, to set up Peter. Tombstone, Lonnie, amazing. Amazing character. Nico fits in perfectly. Harry is great. Norman is great. All like the characters feel like everything. There was no point during the cartoon where I felt like a character was there just to be there. Everyone felt like they were there for a reason. They all felt like they were part of the moving process of the series. Everything felt like an important ingredient. You know, when you're making a meal and you're picking out what you want on your sandwich, like everything felt like it belonged on the series for me. It was all very yummy and delicious. So I enjoyed that.
Remember at McDonald's, you know, you have a Big Mac.
It was all very yummy and delicious, right? Oh, a Spider-Man Unlimited is the one I think you're talking about. 3Dub. Spider-Man Unlimited. I think that's the one. The cinematic shots of the cartoon, like the camera angles, all of that felt so good in the series. I love the animation style. I know people are going to disagree with me, and that is absolutely fine. It is 100% subjective, but I love the animation style. I think it's great. It works well. It feels like a 3-dimensional comic book, which is amazing. Voice acting with everybody is really solid. Doctor Strange is great, by the way, in the series. Love Doctor Strange. I love how MCU-ish Doctor Strange is. He's like the one sort of outlier from that. I love the twist. I don't want to spoil the twist here, but the twist that you get introduced to in the first episode gets wrapped up in the last episode. It is a perfect way to end the season. I cared about every single character, even the minor characters like Pearl, a character that just kind of is in a few episodes here and there. I cared about her. I thought it was amazing. Like the Amazing Spider-Man, I guess I should say. All of the different costume changes, then wrapping it up with like Chef's Kiss. Classic costume. No bells, no whistles, just straight up classic Spider-Man costume. I loved every single minute of it. And this is coming from somebody who's loved Spider-Man pretty much my entire life. I started reading Spider-Man in the early 80s. Late 70s, early 80s as a kid, I was reading Spider-Man. So seeing this cartoon come in and change the story, but respect the characters so much means so much to me. And now we know we're getting Gwen Stacy in the next season. We'll probably get MJ at some point. I love the path we're taking with the show. I love it so much. And yes, Lone Wolf, there's a teaser at the end with Aunt May that I think is a big spoiler. I don't want to spoil that. If you are someone who was on the fence about watching this cartoon for any reason, if you've ever trusted my opinion on anything, go watch the cartoon and keep a very open mind in the beginning, because I promise you the journey at the end of the season will make everything you go through worth it. It is such a good show. So between this and X-Men 97, this is the kind of stuff I want from Disney Animation. I didn't have an issue with What If. I think What If was very strong. But I think What If was a weaker show than both X-Men 97 and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I loved all of it. Absolutely loved it. 3Dub, what are your thoughts on it without spoiling the last episode? If you want to give your
I will
thoughts on it.
say, like, for me, I don't like What If animation. I like X-Men 97 and Spider-Man the Spider-Man animation. It feels more like normal in a sense, like it's drawn and not CGI. I just like, I'm more connected with anime style animation.
Lone Wolf says, I want to see the 90s Spider-Man continue as well. I would love that, especially if it's done with the X-Men 97 stuff. I think that would be great.
I do like the white suit.
Oh, the
That
white
was
suit was
awesome.
great. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Future Foundation suit. Yeah. I think, is it Zuadim? I want to make sure I get your name right. It felt like they're going to make Nico and Harry hook up, and then the bait and switch had me thinking maybe Nico and Peter, but like how they skirted the whole situation. Yeah. That episode was really good. The one with her and Harry bonding.
Yeah.
Great episode. But I think that's it. I think we have reached a conclusion to tonight's stream. I want to thank everybody for being here. I was going to do a stream on Saturday, but I actually have to work at 7 my time, which means that my stream would have to end very early, and I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking the 5-hour stream is going to be the week of my birthday, which would be, let me look at the dates here.
Birthday stream.
Yeah. So it would be Saturday the 8th. Are you free Saturday the 8th, 3Dub? Are you free
Yeah.
on Saturday the 8th? Okay. So chat, thumbs up if Saturday the 8th is good for you for a birthday stream for me. I would love to do a birthday stream with you guys. So if that day works for everybody, that's probably going to be the 5-hour stream. And we will cover like 6 different things that you guys have done as bonus topics. And I'm so excited to do that. So that'll be a lot of fun. What am I doing? The pizza channel? It was kind of a joke. Would you guys watch a pizza channel? Like, I will definitely grow a pizza channel if you guys want. I will do a frozen pizza tasting channel here on YouTube, where all I do is make frozen pizzas from around the world and taste them for you guys. I totally would do it. Which, by the way, I'm so mad, 3Dub. I wanted Domino's pizza today, but because we were snowed in, nobody was delivering.
I got Domino's because Florida's dry.
Yeah, it's still frozen over here. Actually, I don't know if you saw on Wednesday when I was streaming with the other guys, I had a camera pointing outside where it was snowing, and like you could see how bad it was in my backyard. It was pretty
This
bad.
is
It's
how
still
bad
now,
like
so.
Florida weather is. It was hot like January, and now it's cold. It was
fine,
cold.
so-
It was also cold in January. That's
Yeah.
what's the weird part. It's like it like gave us snow for like 3 days, and then it melted like within 5 hours, and it moved on.
All right. Well, I think we got everybody's stuff done, like all the stuff done. So with that being said, 3Dub, I want to thank you for joining today. They can still hear you. I just dropped you down a little. So anyway, but thank you guys for joining us for the stream. I'm going to try something. Let's see if this works. If this does work, it'll be really good because it'll make it less awkward. But definitely go check out 3Dub's channel. And we will be live again on Monday. And we're going to be doing some of the bonus topics on Monday. If 3Dub's schedule is now free, 3Dub will probably join me on Monday night. So anyway, with that being said, let me see if this works. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. I think it did work. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you on Monday. Have a great night and take care.